Hello and welcome to another episode of Scott Reads Comics. Today I'll be covering the official handbook of the Marvel Universe, Volume 1, Number 3, published in 1982 by Marvel Comics. This one covers the Collector to Dracula, and we have a nice Ed Hannigan cover, inked by Joe Rubinstein, showing most of the characters featured in this particular issue. Let's get right to it. So, as I point out, every time I do one of these, I'll be flipping back when I can't immediately remember or identify who the artist of a particular entry was. Because I want to give these artists credit as we go through. Joe Rubinstein inks all the figures, but the artist will be different from figure to figure. Jim Shooter, editor-in-chief. Mark Grunwald, editor, head writer, designer. Mike Carlin, associate editor. Joe Rubinstein, inker. Elliot R. Brown, typesetter, consultant. Andy Anschutz, colorist. David Cody Weiss, Peter Sanderson, Roger Stern, Bob Simpson, Bob Harris, Joanne Harris, researchers. Danny Crespi, Rob Carosella, Harry Candelario, production. Virginia Remeter, traffic manager. Ron Zalmi, logo. And I should point out what a gorgeous logo Ron Zalmi did for this series. And, of course, Ed Hannigan on the cover. First up, we have the Collector. And his first appearance was Avengers number 28. He's an Elder of the Universe. Great artwork here by Rudy Nebres, one of my favorites. Great piece from Rudy. Next, we have Colossus, Peter Rasputin. First appearance, Giant Size X-Men number 1. This is awesome artwork by Dave Cockrum, who would have returned to X-Men at this point and be the regular artist on that title. Very cool. Next up, we have a couple of half-page entries. The Constrictor with nice artwork by Dennis Cohen. And The Contemplator with some really nice artwork by Maurice Severin. I love that version of The Contemplator. An Elder of the Universe we don't get to see very much even now. His first appearance was Marvel Treasury Special number 1. Constrictor, of course, is in the Immortal Hulk 212, which I have covered on the show. One of my favorite Hulks from my favorite runs of the Hulk. Next up, we have the Controller, Basil Sandhurst. First appearance, Iron Man number 12. And I'm unsure of who's drawing the Controller here. Al Milgrom, sure, yeah, because he kind of took over the art tours on Captain Marvel after Starlin left. Next up, we have the Corruptor with artwork by Dan Reed. His real name is Jackson Day. His first appearance, Nova number 4. We have an awesome Mike Zeck piece here for the Crimson Dynamo. Dmitry Bukharin is his name. And his first appearance is Tales of Suspense number 46. Next up, we have a nice John Byrne piece for Crystal with a Jack Kirby inset piece here. Real name unrevealed. First appearance, Fantastic Four, number 45. Beautiful Crystal. The love interest of Johnny Storm would one day become the wife of Quicksilver, Pietro Maximoff. Next up, we've got Cyclops. His first appearance, of course, X-Men number 1. This is a great Paul Smith piece here. Very cool. Next, we've got the Daily Bugle. Daily Bugle is drawn by who? Elliot R. Brown. Should have known. Elliot R. Brown. All right. So, Daily Bugle's first appearance was, I don't know if they listed here, actually. I don't see it. So, I don't know if it was Amazing Fantasy 15 or not. It might have been Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man number 1. Next up, we have Daredevil, Matt Murdock. His first appearance, of course, is Daredevil number 1. This is a great Frank Miller piece inked by Joe Rubinstein. Next up, Elliot R. Brown brings us Daredevil's Apartment. And again, for you gamers out there, this stuff is gold in terms of environments for characters to battle in. Very cool. And we get a little bonus, Daredevil's Billy Club, also by Elliot R. Brown. The mechanics of how it all works. Marvel gave you that. And next up, we have Dark Star. Very nice piece here. I think this is Steve Lealoha. Let me just make sure. No, this is actually Larry Hama. Yeah, one of the. I don't think he does many pieces for this iteration or any iteration of the handbook. So really cool to see him get some work here on Leona Petrovna. Her first appearance, Champions #7. Next up, we have Dazzler by Frank Springer. Her first appearance, X-Men 130. And we have one of my favorite villains from the Serpent Squad and then the Serpent Society, Death Adder. Really great character. Real name, Roland Burrows. Killed by Scourge, folks. And who gives us this Death Adder? It's really nice artwork. Rick Bryant. Very cool. Excuse me. Yeah, just as an aside, Death Adder can lift press 1,000 pounds, according to this entry. Next up, we have Deathbird with awesome artwork by Dave Cockrum. Her first appearance was, let's see, Ms. Marvel #9. Very cool. And she, of course, would later go on to bedevil the X-Men and their ally, Lilandra, her sister. They had a beef with each other for sure. And she can lift press 6 tons. So she's no she's no lightweight. And one of my favorite issues of Byrne Avengers is Avengers 189, where Hawkeye fights her single-handedly. It's a very cool issue. Next up, we have Deathlock. His first appearance, Astonishing Tales #25. I actually own Astonishing Tales 25 in pretty decent shape, so it's one of the books I treasure quite a bit. And that's a nice Mike Zeck piece for Deathlock. Very cool. Next, we have the Defenders, a lineup of the current and past Defenders, drawn by Don Perlin, current Defenders artist. Nice. And we can see, this is the mainstays. And then, including the reimagined Defenders with the old X-Men, Beast, Angel, Iceman, and Moondragon. And then we have the folks who kind of showed up, and it's great. They have the issues that they take part in. So yeah, quite a few guest stars in Defenders. A lot of fun. It was sort of known as the non-team, so they had a very fluid lineup, let's just say. Then we have Defensor. One of those Contest of Champions characters, one of those international characters. I love his armor, love the character design. Wish more would have been done with this guy. His name is Gabriel Carlos Dantes Sepulveda. As I said, first appearance, Contest of Champions #1. In his vibranium battle armor, he can lift press one ton. So pretty cool, and he has great deflection abilities, hence the name. And then we have some of the primary demons in the Marvel Universe. And let's look up, Dave Simons does the artwork on the demons. So really nice artwork here. Then we have an entry on Destiny from Paul Smith. Really nice Paul Smith artwork. Her first appearance, X-Men 141, that first installment of the 2-part Days of Future Past story. Her name, Irene Adler, which is of course, a nod to Sherlock Holmes, which is kind of cool. Claremont loved that kind of stuff. Next up, the Deviants, actually drawn by Mike Mignola. This is an entry by Mike Mignola. Very cool. Early Mike Mignola work here. And they first appeared in Eternals #1. But they have individual appearances as well. So, for instance, Toro Rojo first appeared in Thor 290. And next up, we have Devil Slayer. And I love the costume design on Devil Slayer. He's got an interesting history, this character. Again, drawn by Rudy Nebres. Great piece by Rudy. Very nice. Real name, Eric Simon Payne. First appearance, Marvel Spotlight 33. Next up, we have Diablo, drawn by John Byrne. And he is going to be an early FF villain, relatively early. First appearance, FF #30. And we have Doc Samson, drawn by the great Alan Weiss, I believe. Real name, Leonard Samson. Oh, I should say that Diablo's real name is Esteban Diablo. Getting back to Doc Samson, His first appearance was Hulk 141. And in this particular listing, he's listed as being able to lift press 70 tons. But of course, later they would revise that down. Then it would get revised back up. But I like him at the 70-ton mark. And this is one of the great superhero costumes from the Marvel Bronze Age in my mind. I guess he's more of a Silver Age character, but he carries well into the Bronze Age. Doctor Doom, excellent artwork by John Byrne. Of course, his first appearance is the amazing FF number 5. Victor Von Doom is his real name. And Doctor Doom's castle, I don't know if this is Elliot Brown or not. This is a beautiful drawing either way. Yeah, Jack Kirby and Elliot R. Brown. Okay, so they're very cool. And then we have Dr. Druid. I think this is Al Milgram artwork here for Dr. Druid. Anthony Druid. Occupation, psychiatrist, occult expert. First appearance, Weird Wonder Tales 19 for Dr. Druid. He would later go on to be one of the most vilified members of the Avengers ever. He had a controversial membership and run on that team for sure. Next up, we have Doc Ock. Artwork here, I believe, by Mike Zeck. Otto Octavius. First appearance, Amazing Spider-Man number 3. So one of Spider-Man's original OG old villains. Let me just double check on Doc Ock. That's John Romita Jr. actually on the artwork on Doc Ock. Okay. I stand corrected. We like to go for accuracy here. Doctor Strange. Stephen Strange is our next character. First appearance, Strange Tales 110. That is gorgeous Paul Smith artwork. Nice. Very nice. Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum. I think this is Elliot R. Brown. Dormammu. Real name, Dormammu. He is a Lord of the Dark Dimension. This is Frank Miller artwork. It's really cool. And that's, of course, a Steve Ditko piece in the inset that they use here. First appearance, Strange Tales 126 for Dormammu. And then finally, we have Dracula. Vlad Tepes Dracula. First appearance, Tomb of Dracula number 1. And who does that? Nestor Redondo does Dracula. And then we have our Aliens by Al Milgram and Patty. And then we have an appendix of characters they couldn't include and just some bits of details on them. And that is it, folks. That is the official handbook of the Marvel Universe, Volume 1, Number 3. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends. I'll bring you more soon on Scott Reads Comics. Thanks for watching.